So, what is the state of trans rights in Indiana? And why a trans rights forum as my first official campaign event anyway? Am I a one-trick pony who only cares about my immediate community? No, not at all. I care about a lot of things. I care about kids being educated no matter what their family is like. I care about people having a roof over their head, even if they're completely broke. I care about people not having anxiety attacks because they don't know if they can eat for the next week or two. I care about having elected officials who work to solve problems instead of blaming the smallest and the weakest groups for their failures. And I care about people, all people, being able to pursue their right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in all of its legal, economic, medical, and environmental forms. Trans rights issues intersect with all of these, and in many ways, trans people are the modern canary in the coal mine. The erosion of our rights and liberties make it that much easier for anyone else's to be rolled back in turn. When trans people are legally forbidden from using restrooms and locker rooms, we see cisgender women suffer in kind. If your hair is too short, if you're too tall, too muscular, if you're not painted up in makeup like a toy doll, we've seen video after video and read article after article of the harassment and even assault that cisgender women can and have been subjected to. Doubly so if she's Black or Latina. As if public restrooms weren't already uncomfortable with the lines and the crying babies and the trash on the floors. Do we really want to add being hunted down and dragged out by cops to all of that? When trans women are prohibited from participating in sports, we see how being trans is wielded as a weapon, a cudgel, to beat cis women and girls into submission. Grown adults go to Little League games and scream at 9-year-olds for being too boyish. And petty college girls with chips on their shoulder accuse their opposing teams of secretly harboring trans women as a way of forcing disqualifications for easy wins. It's become so easy to use women's sports as a way to browbeat and shame women for simply being women that I fail to see any actual protections being extended to anyone. When states decree that someone diagnosed with autism isn't able to comprehend the possible consequences of transition medication, it's only a short step from decreeing that autistic people, regardless of their social functionality, can't comprehend anything and must therefore be locked away for their own good. Or maybe that's the point of it. When the families of trans kids aren't allowed to decide for themselves whether or not to allow their kids to be openly trans and to transition in any way, one way or another, we've set the stage for families everywhere to only treat and raise their children in accordance to the whims of the state. I have a feeling that a lot of conservative parents wouldn't like it if we had a law that said you can't indoctrinate your kid to Christian ideology. In the modern political landscape, trans people are the floodgate holding back a tide of anti-gay, anti-woman, anti-poor, anti-disabled, and anti-autistic policies and attitudes policing us. Our lives, our decisions, and our presentations is meant as a broader message to all: live how we tell you to live, or else. Is this the state of trans rights in Indiana? Is this the beginning of what's to become the state's culture and formal policy for how all Hoosiers have to live? I say enough is enough. From Texas to Indiana, from childhood to adolescence to adulthood, I have spent my 40 years of life watching and being on the receiving end of Republican cruelty. For 40 years, I've seen up close how Republicans scapegoat the weakest and least of us as the source of everyone's problems. For 40 years, I've watched good, honest, hardworking people live in the worst of conditions under the malicious, apathetic leadership of conservative policy. And I say, enough is enough. This is why I'm running for state representative. This is why I am intent on replacing our district's multi-decade incumbent. The long stagnating status quo that has led to Indiana being one of the most severely decayed states in the union has to change. It begins by replacing Democrats who won't use the stability of their safe districts to fight tooth and nail. It continues by using every tool at my disposal, every legislative mechanism, every avenue outside the legislative floor to push back on the Republican supermajority responsible for this misery. I'm running for seat 61 because I'm tired of watching people suffer. I'm running because I'm tired of the Democrats' excuses that have never held back Republicans.
Yeah!
I'm running because I too am angry as hell. And I'm running because there's somewhere between 75,000 and 150,000 trans, non-binary, and intersex people in Indiana who aren't being heard and need to be protected. But that's not all there is to the state of trans rights in Indiana. You see, no matter how dire things may be, no matter how close they press their knife to our throat, no matter how hard they try to make us hate ourselves, there is a simple truth we cannot forget. We have power over them. It's in the way they're compelled to write bill after bill to target us. It's in the way they never miss an opportunity to mug for the camera and turn any situation into something trans people are somehow responsible for. It's in the way they mock and belittle us through every available avenue. And as uncomfortable as it is to say, it's in the way internet traffic data shows us what the most conservative regions of America look up online that features trans people. The conservatives who pour so much time and energy into policing us, legislating against us, and trying to write us out of public existence are obsessed with us. From the moment they wake until the moment they fall asleep, they cannot stop themselves from thinking about us. We live rent-free in their heads.
Only free rent in this country.
And though they may have the power to erode our freedom, they do so filled with guilt and shame that they can't think about anything else but us. So to my brothers and my sisters and my cousins, never forget this power you have. Never forget that we have allies who are in the trenches with us, working to change hearts and minds and push for ground level policy that gives us a chance to breathe. Never forget that times like what we are living through now are never inevitable and can be changed for the better. And never forget that no matter how much you feel that nobody is listening, I am right here fighting for you, speaking for you, breathing for you when I must. For all of Indiana's trans, non-binary, and intersex residents, for all of Indiana's poor and disabled and women and immigrants, for all Hoosiers, for whom this state has failed, I am fighting and will keep fighting for you and for the soul of Indiana. I'm gonna get a cookie after all of this.
Yes.